Hello again. This time around, we're going to take a look at how to separate the data according to the standard. If you look at the test questions and the standards here, notice it goes 8.1, 8.3, here's a 7.2. So what I want to be able to do is put all of my 8.1s together, all of my 8.3s together, all of my 7.2s together. So I'm going to show you how to do that. First thing you're going to want to do, notice up here in this left-hand corner, there is a triangle. You're going to click on that and see how it highlights the entire page. And then on my keyboard, I'm going to press down on Control and touch the C. And you'll notice the line is now moving. Then I'm going to go down here to plus. I'm going to add a page. And then Control V. And it copies exactly what was on that sheet 1. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to do. Okay, so my original sheet is still here, and this is the sheet where I'm going to change it to standard codes. So in order to sort the codes, you're going to highlight this column from questions 1 through 30, just like this. And then up here on the right hand side where it says sort and filter, you're going to click on that, sort A to Z. Now you should get a message that says Microsoft Excel found data next to your selection. We're going to expand the selection and click sort. Alright, so take a look what that did. Now all my 7.2s are together, all my 8.1s are together, and all my 8.3s are together. Okay, so that's exactly what I wanted. So the next thing I'm going to need to do is add some space so I can analyze the data. So notice this first section is 7.2 and 8.1 starts right here on line 9. So I'm going to insert a couple of spaces by right-clicking on line 9 and then going down to insert. So I just inserted 2 lines. And then I'm going to go to the end of the 8.1. So here's where 8.3 begins. So I'm going to right-click and go up to insert. I'm going to do it one more time. Right-click and insert. Alright, so now I have spaces, and then I don't need this data down here anymore for this one, so I can delete this. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to find out how each student did with each standard. So in order to do that, we're going to add up the number of points they have for that standard and then divide it by the total number of points possible. So in this case, Chris has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points, and there's 14 points possible. So I'm going to start, we're going to put it right here. I'm going to use the equal sign. That's going to start an equation. And I want 10 divided by 14. All right, and so his score for this standard is 0.71. Now, notice it has all these numbers. What I can do, if I highlight all of this, right-click, go down to Format Cells. This is a number. I want it to only have 2 decimal places, so leave this out at 2. When I hit OK, then that shortens it to the 2 decimal places. Alright, so for Charlie, we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 out of 14. So down here I'm going to do the equal sign. 12 out of 14. Now, when it's 14 out of 14, notice it's going to be 1. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. Make sure I hit my equal sign. Alright, now I no longer need the test item difficulty, so I can clear this data out of here. This will now be my average class per code. All right, so for 7.2, I can do an average. Go up here to where it says auto sum. Notice this down arrow. I want to go to average. I want to average these numbers. They're already highlighted, so all I have to do is hit enter. And so my class average for 7.2 is 0.83, which I would like it to be between 0.8 to 1. So that means they are where I want them to be. So you're going to do the same thing for the next standard. So you should be able to have however many standards you have. You're going to find out the scores per student for that standard, and then your class average for that standard. Now, when I look at individual, 0.7, I want at least a 0.8. So if it's not a 0.8 or higher, I'm going to make it red to show that those students have not really mastered that standard. All right, so take your time analyzing this data, and then next time we're going to talk about what the data means. So until next time, have a great week.